So we have some pictures of when they came out to the house to first fit the kids with the ventilator. We used the life shirt so that I had the information, even though I wasn't there. We were able to really get that remote patient monitoring that allows them not to have to live inside a home. I was just at a conference. There's a home up in UC Davis that has 115 young men with Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, all in one place.
115?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, that must be a raucous kind of place.
I feel like a den mom of 2 with all their nurses, but I can't imagine 115.
So trying to put all that together, but keep them in the home. And you know, we're talking about quality of life, and a lot of people think, gosh, how can you have a quality of life when you're dependent on a wheelchair, you're dependent on someone, now we've moved their mouth down with a gastrostomy tube, and yet they have a great quality of life.
They are happier than most people that I meet. And I don't know if they've learned the art of living one day at a time, but they're extremely happy. They spend a lot of time on the computer, a lot of time on video games, a lot of time outside with their gardening projects, and they have a dog, and the dog's name is Gromit. He'll sit on their wheelchair tray. He'll sit on their beds. I've learned so much from them. They're so at peace with their life. And truly, they're happier than a lot of people that I've met.
And you were sharing me an email that Peter had sent earlier. Who does he email with? Are they just playing games on the computer all the time? Or?
No, Peter is working every day. He is very concerned about the healthcare situation. He has seen me my whole life fight through different systems and go through appeal processes and all kinds of things. So he kind of knows how to do that. He has been writing letters, asking questions of all the congressmen, all the politicians, everybody. He's written Obama, and he's written President Obama. He's written Senator Barbara Boxer, everybody. And he just keeps writing letters, asking questions to alleviate some of his concerns. One of my concerns is I too read the plan, and it's very vague. And I'm very concerned about how they're going to transfer our existing systems into a new system, and what's going to get lost in that transfer as they build a plan.
Well, I remember when the Medi-Cal managed care went to Orange County. Eliza Nichols is like myself on steroids. She has a clinic of 1,000 languages, and her Hmong patients, patients who speak only Hmong, were being transferred to an English-speaking practice, and along with all the cultural problems and so forth. And it did take a while for things to settle out. And I think that's really Mike Powers, who's the ambulatory healthcare and Ventura County Healthcare Agency director, and what they'll be opening up is really that public dialogue, and that'll give people an opportunity as we move towards Medi-Cal managed care to really have some input. Where else do you think you can have some input? Do you want to stand outside and shake signs, or?
There's enough people doing that right now. I don't think I need to be one of them. My main objective over the next, as this has moved in, is to continue advocating for the boys' care the best way that I possibly can. I do have concerns about the first plan as it was written, and I am fearful that some type of rationing would happen just out of necessity. Any rationing that's currently happening, I've been blessed with the ability to work around, blessed with people who have fought for the boys' needs, both professionally, as in you, Dr. Landon, and Dr. Russell, and Dr. Dawson, and but also family. So together, the boys have been given this wonderful opportunity and have blessed my life in ways I cannot even begin to describe. And my concern is that those relationships, as there's more control over the medical system, will be harder to develop, harder to get, harder to keep.
You were talking earlier, I know we were about 3 years ago before we got the gastrostomy tube. Finally, everyone persuaded not to just use the cough assist to suck hot dogs out of the lungs there. They put on weight and really the quality of life.
They have gained 50 pounds, Dr. Landon.
I can see it in Peter's cheeks there, both ends. But just the whole idea of advanced directives. And you know, we've had some conversation, but we've really never talked. With Dr. Dawson, has he talked to you, or is it more something within the family?
Actually, at the last time that the boys had pneumonia, they both were in ICU at the same time. And Dr. Garone was on call for Dr. Starr, and both are doctors that treat at Las Robles. Dr. Dawson, I think, was out of town initially and then came. You were out of town. And they really thought it was time to give the boys a trach. And they asked me if I had an advance directive. We don't have an advance directive. What we have is power of attorney, and there's specific things written into that power of attorney regarding those kinds of issues. And but the doctors really felt like it was really time to go ahead and do a trach, but they weren't. It wasn't. We were not with you, and so I think and that's one of my concerns with any kind of change, is that you're on the cutting edge of technology, and because of you, the boys have had the very best that science has to offer. And even when we had to get some equipment repaired, because of your relationships with equipment companies, and I can't remember that particular equipment company.
Emerson.
Emerson. They repaired it for free when it stopped working, because our insurance maximum was met and Medi-Cal didn't want to repair it or something, or it was going to take too long, and they repaired it for free. So because of your relationships with technology and equipment, the boys are always getting the very best that science has to offer. And it's been a gift that I really want every kid with a disability and every parent that has a disabled child to have the same access that I've had. And change is scary, though. And I'm very concerned with how that will all play out.
Yeah, for me, the reason I can, Respironics had bought Emerson, I order probably some $6 million a year worth of equipment, so they tend to answer my calls. And if they have a new piece of equipment, people like your boys are willing to help me out in terms of seeing if it is tolerable and if it adds anything.
They love doing that. That's fun. But you know, how are new doctors going to interact with this new system when they haven't gone through all this? And it'll be a new system, and I know some doctors are thinking about retiring, and you have to stick around.
All right, well, I'll stick around. I'll upload myself and try and be around for the next
Keep training all those Ventura County interns.
Next 1,000 years, we'll do it. Well, Renee, thank you so much for really taking the time with us. Ventura, I really hope that you're listening. We have an open healthcare debate here. We have patients who are at the far end of needing medical equipment to really maintain a quality of life, and we as a society really need to understand that. It's not just that we need to supply insurance for our skateboarders, they need insurance too, but children and families who bring so much to this world, they need adequate health coverage as well. So Ventura County, you get out there and you get moving on healthcare reform.